Marwa is meeting Ella to review the software development lifecycle that they will use to code Robo so he can make muffins.
As you know, Ella, the SDLC is a methodology that defines the steps of a software development project, and there are several stages.
I understand that each stage in the SDLC produces outcomes that are required to begin the next stage in the process.
That's right. Let's look at each of these stages and discuss what happens during them. The first stage is analysis. To be able to analyze any computer task, we need to collect data. We need to go to meet our client and interview staff members so we understand the requirements, the baking muffins processes, and the anticipated outcomes.
We need to spend some time in the kitchen, observing and taking notes about what the cook does.
We'll need copies of the recipes for each flavor on the menu. The recipes will tell us what ingredients Robo will need for each muffin and how to mix and cook each one.
By the end of this stage, we will be able to understand the problem we are trying to solve and clearly articulate the inputs, the processes, and the outputs that are required to be able to program Robo. This is called the problem statement.
In the design stage, we will start mapping out how the code is going to work. Algorithm is a useful tool that coders use to document their logic.
Algorithm is simply a set of ordered steps that describe the solution of the problem. It can be written as a list of steps using text or as a picture with shapes and arrows called a flowchart.
I prefer writing a pseudocode instead. It is often far better to rewrite the algorithm as a set of specific instructions, which is very similar to computer code, but not specific to any language. That's why it is called pseudocode. It looks like computer instructions but cannot be executed on a computer. The third stage is coding and implementation, which is when the design documents from the second phase are used to implement the design and produce the code. The code development is the longest part of the SDLC process.
Programmers use different programming languages. Each programming language has its own syntax, which consists of a set of rules that dictate how words and symbols can be put together to form a program.
After the code is developed, testing can begin. The code is tested based on the customer's requirements with real-world users to ensure the code works according to specifications.
Debugging comes next after testing. This is when we start fixing the errors and problems found. This is a crucial part of the software or application development process, and bugs are viewed as great learning experiences.
The last stage of the SDLC is installation or deployment and maintenance, which start after the release of any software product to improve it. We will need to iterate the steps for the next version.